Hey everybody, it's Art here from Church of the Big Ring, and I got some new parts for the mountain bike. Pretty excited about. Got some of the new Grip Shift XX Grip Shifts. Been running trigger shifters for a while, as has everybody, because Grip Shift or SRAM hasn't made Grip Shift in a while. So I was pretty excited when they brought this back in. I've always really liked the way it shifted. I like being able to jump up multiple gears and down multiple gears at a time. You know, trigger shifters work fine. I never had a problem with them, but it just didn't, I just didn't really like them as much as I liked Grip Shift. So I'm pretty happy to see these back in the game. So I'm going to be running these on my Flash 29er. Decided to not get a new mountain bike this year, but just to upgrade the parts that I had. It had the XO stuff on it, which honestly worked just fine shifting wise. The brakes we'll talk about here in a little bit, but shifting was fine. Never had any issues with it. The trigger shifters are, they work as advertised. They do work fairly well, but I just prefer the Grip Shift. So pretty happy to be going with Grip Shift. So I'm going to be using, in addition to the XX shifters, I'm going to be upgrading the rear derailleur as well to XX. Again, the XO stuff was just fine, but figured I would make the switch to XX on the rear anyway. Hopefully this was going to work fine with the XO front derailleur. I didn't really check the compatibility on that, but if not, I'll get the new front derailleur. So, always been a big fan of SRAM. It's worked well for me. It's light. It's it's dependable. I've never had a problem with it. So, sticking with SRAM all the way around on the drivetrain. Brakes, however. And talk about the brakes. So I had the Elixir 5 brakes, I believe they were, that came on my Flash 29er, and I was pretty unimpressed. I gotta say, I found them to be very unreliable. They had to be bled a lot. They tended to fade on longer descents. I live in Utah, so the Wasatch Mountains feature some long, steep descents, and having your brakes fade is definitely not a good thing. So, upgrading to XTR for this year. I know a lot of friends of mine have been running XTR and been very happy with the braking. I will be running it with the Grip Shift, so there may be some issues there. I mean, these have a pretty short lever on them, but I have pretty large hands, so I don't think it's going to be an issue. I actually did mock these up on a pair of handlebars I had around, and they seem to fit just fine, so I don't think I'll have a problem with it. Somebody with smaller hands may not find it to be a very good system, but I think it's going to be just fine for me and for what I want to use it for. So I'm pretty excited about mounting this stuff up. Now I just got to find the time to do it. Day job has been pretty busy. Really love it though, so no complaints there. And yeah, maybe this weekend or next week I can get a night and sit down. There's a little bit more to mounting these up for me. I run my brakes Euro style, so the rear brake is on the left for me. I started doing that for cyclocross a number of years ago and switched all my bikes over. So it's a little bit of a pain to set up in that I'll have to remove the housing and the cable and possibly bleed the brakes to switch them around, because the levers can't be put on opposite sides with the pistons upside down. I did speak to a friend of mine that is actually works for Shimano, and so told me that was going to be a no-no. So not a big deal, but a little bit more setup involved. And really looking forward to running these. Going to be doing a few mountain bike events this year. Whiskey 50 coming up in April. Really excited about that. I got a finished second there last year, and I was pretty happy with that. It was one of my better results of the season. and hoping I can do better this year, which means I have to win. Not going to be easy. The guy who beat me by a lot. So anyway, yeah, new parts, always good stuff. I'll probably make another video as I'm installing these. I'm going to have a buddy of mine help me because I'm not the greatest in the world at setting up the hydraulics and bleeding and so forth. So I'm going to need a little bit of a hand with that. So anyway, that's what I've got going here, and really getting excited for summer riding and warmer weather. So be careful out there, stay in the big ring.